Hello Man United fans. You are welcome to the home of Manchester United Daily News. Man United takeover battle descends into farce as it emerges bids from Qatar and Sir Jim Ratcliffe were not lodged before Wednesday's soft deadline. The battle for Manchester United descended into farce last night as the initial deadline for second bids passed. Representatives of the Qatar-based group and that of Sir Jim Ratcliffe had both claimed that their offers had gone in before the 9 p.m. cutoff. But confusion subsequently reigned, with Manchester United sources strongly denying that a bid from either had materialized and stating that both had actually asked for more time, which was granted. The offers, of around £5 billion, and which would both represent a world record fee for a sports club, were meant to drop ahead of the 9 p.m. deadline set by the U.S. bank handling the process. But while both groups confirmed their bids had gone in, it later became apparent that was not the case. It is understood no new deadline has been set, but the offers are now likely to be made Thursday or Friday. Both Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani's group and Ratcliffe's Ineos firm will not pay a figure what they feel would be over the odds. Sheikh Jassim remains committed to the bid and confident of success, despite last night's furore. Sources close to the Qatar-based bid say they are ready to go and feel their offer will be best for the club, the fans and the community. The two groups believe they are the only parties interested in buying the club rather than taking a partial stake, which is also on the table. That perceived lack of competition from elsewhere will do little to drive up the price to a level at which the Glazers would be prepared to let the Premier League giants go. It is also understood that there remains some distance between their expected bids and what the Glazers had initially wanted. The current record, of £3.71 billion paid for the NFL's Denver Broncos, would be comfortably eclipsed, but United's current owners are thought to be seeking more than £6 billion. A number of factors may well prevent that from becoming a reality. An Old Trafford desperately in need of investment would land the buyer with another bill of anywhere from £1 billion to £2 billion and beyond. The club's Carrington training base is also in need of a costly upgrade. Then there is the prospect of what would be a summer transfer market in which heavy investment in Erik ten Hag's squad would be needed. The Glazers have offers of partial investment. Those would provide the funds needed for upgrades. However, the prospect of anything other than a full sale would likely cause outrage among sections of United's support. Fans have already brought banners to Old Trafford calling for a full sale, and chants of "We want Glazers out" are commonplace at matches. Following the European Super League debacle, United's match with Liverpool was abandoned amid protests from supporters. The prospect of such toxicity, and the potential damage that may cause to the brand should the Glazers not depart, may well be a consideration. Rain, the group running the process, are expected to respond over the next 7 days, despite the delay. At that stage a final round of bidding may be activated, or the Americans could choose to enter into an exclusivity period with a chosen group. At that point full access to financials would be provided for one final round of negotiations. He's in the form of his life. Robin van Persie has heaped praise on Marcus Rashford after an excellent season so far for the Manchester United man. The 25-year-old has scored 27 goals in all competitions under Erik ten Hag and has already picked up a League Cup winners' medal, with United also fighting in the latter stages of the FA Cup and Europa League. He was initially named in Gareth Southgate's England squad to face Italy and Ukraine, but has been forced to pull out after an injury in the Red Devils' FA Cup clash with Fulham at the weekend. Van Persie, who scored 58 goals on his 3 seasons at Old Trafford and was instrumental in their most recent Premier League title, recalled how "everyone knew Rashford would turn into a top player. You can see he's having maybe the best form of his life," he told the Manchester United website. "The way he plays, he looks very fit. He looks very focused. He looks to have fun. He's on a mission now. Everyone knew from an early age, because he broke through from a very early age. Everyone knew how good of a player he was, and still is, of course. But now you see that everything clicks, and that is partly down to him, but as well as the coach, and as well as your teammates. If you look at the connection he has with Bruno Fernandes, for example, that is something unique. You only have that connection with a few players throughout your career. And he has that now. He is like going from strength to strength." Van Persie left United the season before Rashford broke into the first team with braces on his European and league debuts in February, but would have been aware of the striker who first joined the club's academy aged 7. The Arsenal and Holland legend is now a coach at his former side Feyenoord, a position which has given him a new perspective on watching players. He continued. From a coach's point of view, it looks really fun to work with a player like Rashford. But it goes both ways. I'm sure Rashford is really happy with Erik ten Hag as well. You can see he's growing, he's confident. With him, you know almost every game he plays, it doesn't matter against who, that he will score a goal or be decisive in most matches. From a fan's point of view, it is fun to watch as well, because this is the Rashford we would like to see every week, every 3 or 4 days, so he is bringing a lot of joy. I'm doing a good job, Wout Weghorst hits back at Manchester United critics. Wout Weghorst says the fact he has started each of his 18 matches since signing for Manchester United shows that Erik ten Hag trusts him, as the striker hit back at critics. The Dutchman has begun every game United have played since his arrival amid the long-term injuries of Anthony Martial but has only registered 2 goals in 2 months. His low rate of fire has drawn criticism from some pundits who have questioned his loan transfer. Ten Hag has often noted the defensive and pressing work ethic of Weghorst and has opted to play him in a deeper number 10 role on several occasions this year. The attacker himself insists that he is doing a good job overall despite his low goals return. That 18 starts is a lot of matches and it shows the trust in me. It also shows that I am doing a good job for the team. That was the thing I wanted when I came here, to contribute and try and help the club to be successful to win trophies. We have 1 now. We have 2 more to go with the Europa League and FA Cup, and we want to get as high as possible in the table and definitely top 4 for the Champions League. So it just shows me that I am being part of it. And being part of us being successful and that appreciation, that's a good thing. The eventual awarding of United's second goal to Marcus Rashford meant the Netherlands international registered an assist, his second in a red shirt. Weghorst reflected on lifting the piece of silverware and detailed his desire to clasp hands on more this season. He added, "The match against Newcastle at Wembley was a great experience, a lovely atmosphere in the stadium, it has something special. We want to win trophies. The one we have now just showed us that we can do it again. We are all hungry for more, all of us." Christian Eriksen posts injury update as he nears Manchester United return. Christian Eriksen has posted a positive injury update as he nears his return to action for Manchester United. The 31-year-old has been sidelined ever since he suffered an ankle injury in the FA Cup win over Reading back in January but is now training back on grass. Eriksen took to social media on Wednesday afternoon to post a string of pictures showing his recent progression back to fitness. The Denmark international began by posting an image of his left foot in a protective boot, before following it up with images of his leg back in trainers and then in football boots. Eriksen's latest update comes nearly a month after he was spotted wearing a protective boot as United celebrated their Carabao Cup win over Newcastle. The former Tottenham midfielder was ruled out until April and seems on course to make his return to action before the end of the season. Speaking last month at Wembley, Eriksen provided an update on his injury and appears to be in an even better position 1 month later. "I am feeling well," he told MUTV. "It is always boring to be in a boot and to be on crutches, but I have left the crutches and am now only in a boot, and next week that should be gone, then finally start learning to walk. But it feels good. It's been nice. Obviously, you want to play. Watching from the stands is more nerve-wracking than actually playing, but I kept my calm, and it is nice to see how happy they are. I am just happy that we won the game." This is the roundup of today's news. Here, you get the latest news on Manchester United. If you are new here, consider subscribing. Please, share the video to other Manchester United fans. Thank you for watching.